traditional asset. So I think it's time to move beyond Bitcoin and meme coins into real.
We passed the Clarity Act in the House before we left for August. We showed overwhelming bipartisan support. Why?
Value.
Crypto just in general is growing faster than the internet was growing, back in, before the kind of .com.
Then we'll fold them together with clarity and hopefully get this across the finish line by...
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I'll be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News Glitches. Shout out to the latest up. No breakfast, no coffee. Just straight extra. Bullishness. We got XRP back on the rise. Hit around 292, 293, back down to around $2.86. Meanwhile, we got the altcoin season index on the rise, currently right around 65. We need to be above a 75 for it to be a full-blown altcoin season. Last time the alt season was at a full-blown 98, 99 was around August of 2022. Alt season loading. XIF CoinDesk XRP awaits ETF catalyst. But the real focus is October when the SEC decides on the spot XRP ETFs. Institutions are watching every move. One approval could flip the switch to a massive bull run.
Let's take a look at the chart of the day. XRP dropped 4% today after rejecting resistance at $2.88, even as speculation for a spot ETF builds. Despite underperforming the broader market, the token has shown resilience as institutional accumulation battles short-term selling pressure. Key regulatory decisions by the SEC on a spot XRP ETF are expected in October and could serve as a major bullish catalyst for the asset. As of time of recording, XRP was at $2.82.
As XRP is back on the rise during the blood moon, the perfect storm is loading for XRP ETFs, Clarity Act, rate cuts. We got one from Kyle. Bullish. Eric Trump says crypto is growing faster than the internet. Welcome to the internet of value.
Crypto just in general is growing faster than the internet was growing, back in, before the kind of .com. It's exploding all around the world and every single country is sprinting at it. And honestly, because we've had good leadership in this country, we're leading the way, but you better China's watching and they're sprinting. The Middle East, everybody in the Middle East is endeavoring. And guess what the number one asset is in all of the crypto space by far, by market cap, by notoriety, by brand, and frankly by function. And really the only one that really stands as digital gold and a true hard asset that's not kind of linked to payment rails, it's Bitcoin. And that's why everybody wants it.
Here's XRP Clarity after Genius Law. XRP, it's time to pass the Clarity Act and cement the U.S. as the global leader in digital assets.
We passed the Clarity Act in the House before we left for August. We showed overwhelming bipartisan support. Why? Because we know we need the United States to be the leader in Web3 technology, and that means we need a regulatory framework for digital assets here in the United States. This is possibly the most important piece of legislation that the Senate's going to pass in a bipartisan manner later this year. I'd love to see the Senate bring up the Clarity Act again as passed by the House with overwhelming support. And if they do that, I think what we have an opportunity to do is cement the U.S. as the global leader in the digital assets space. This is incredibly important at a period of time where the United States dominated Web 2. It led to big tech. I don't love all aspects of big tech, but at least they're domiciled in the United States of America. Web 3 is an opportunity to democratize the internet and make sure that that innovation and development is occurring in the United States, providing appropriate consumer protections. And if the Senate acts on the Clarity Act as passed by the House, we have an opportunity to truly unleash the golden age of digital assets here in the United States and maintain the United States as the world leader in the digital assets, but also importantly in the broader tech space as we see this evolution from Web 2 into Web 3.
The transfer of wealth is upon us. I hope you've been buying the dips. Jack the Ripper, Robinhood CEO, says it's time to move beyond Bitcoin and meme coins into real world assets, utility coins.
I believe it will make it easier to invest in American companies if you're outside the world. It will also bring the markets into 24/7 and fully on-chain and get all the benefits that crypto technology levies on these traditional assets. So I think it's time to move beyond Bitcoin and meme coins into real-world assets that exhibit fundamental utility.
Coin was the demo. Get ready for the standard XRP. High vibe assets fed now Swift, SEPA, Insta, all working with Ripple, XRP to dethrone the petrodollar totalitarian system. Global implementation will make XRP holders millionaires, and whales will be billionaires, trillionaires, cryptonaires.
There's a lot of things coming just literally right round the corner. We already have Fed now, we're going to have Swift mandates, we're going to have SEPA Inst. There is just going to be a lot, just in the payments arena, not necessarily just the whole of FS, but in the payments arena, there's a lot that's going to start to happen. And the issue that we have there is actually when we have these dates, they always get tighter towards the end. Well, in 2025 is going to be the years we're going to have to do it. We already have 76 ISO 20022 clearings out there. However, we're now getting mandates, we're now getting industry change. As you say, it is the tipping point when next year we're going to get busy with ISO 20022. Frankly, whether we like it or not. Restructuring of it really is very deep. Payments, I'm a payments guy, but payments is not the be all and end all of banking, and it's just part of it. But all the other systems that are inside of the bank need to talk to the payment system, if you will. It's the bit in the very heart of it. So those things need to change too. Otherwise, you're just putting a layer, and you could argue you're just putting lipstick on a pig. And that's not what anybody wants to do. It might be what they have to do, but it's not what they really want to do. So it is effectively anything that touches payments needs to get changed. And I think the way to fix that in many ways is to automate. And the issue that we have here is effectively the testing and the validation of an ISO project. 30 to 50% of that is just in the testing piece. Well, if we could automate that, then you're going to save yourself an awful lot of time and get those people customer facing. Unifits is saying, hey, look, we can get 80% of that testing and validation time down. So that allows you to bid a lot quicker, do a lot more, but moreover, use those key skills with your customers rather than the internal battles that we all know happens with ISO 20022.
On Friday, the Senate updated its crypto market structure bill to clarify that tokenized stocks and securities remain regulated as securities. We want this on the president's desk before the end of the year.
We did stablecoins first. The Genius Act passed. It's now law. And that provided the momentum we needed to do market structure. So the House passed a market structure bill. It's called the Clarity Act.
Right.
We in the Senate are going to mark up in the Senate Banking Committee a market structure bill in September. The Ag Committee will do theirs in October because they've got the commodities jurisdiction. The Senate Banking Committee has the securities jurisdiction. Then we'll fold them together with clarity and hopefully get this across the finish line by Thanksgiving or at the latest Christmas.
The perfect storm is brewing. Rise of RLUSD, Lockett, digital asset investor. Martin Brunko, founder and CEO, Schumann Financial, will be at Ripple Swell 2025.
I think we're still in very early days. So like everybody's trying to become that stablecoin issuer because it's so cool and hot. But I think there will be a flight to quality, and eventually there will be a small number of sort of the main stablecoin, like in every currency. I'm sure USDC will definitely be one of them in the dollar stablecoins. But there is a couple other, big issuers, that might become a competitor, whether it's Ripple, PayPal. And I think we're going to see the same thing in Europe. In Europe, you actually don't have that many Euro stablecoin issuers. It's pretty small. And if anything, like they're all like now disappearing kind of one by one. So this is why we're taking it slowly and very carefully, because we actually do want to build that really high quality issuer where everything is sort of perfect from the setup to distribution. So yeah, I think we will see a flight to quality, and we will see this concentration.
Check this one out, Handy. Available now on Zahao X Merch. Took a little longer than expected, but the micro ledger is now available for purchase, providing real-time notifications, on-chain activity through audio, visual, and haptic feedback. The micro ledger is designed to keep you connected on the move, backed by the same open source SDK as the developer kit that will be evolving over time, launching with 3 available modes in 4 distinct colors. Account Monitor, provide alerts and notifications for ledger activity and account transactions. Server Monitor, stay connected to your favorite validators and receive alerts for high latency and sudden peer disconnects. Price Monitor, keep an eye on the XRP ROUSD pair monitor each 5-minute window and keep track of the all-time high. Links in the description if you're interested in one of these micro ledgers. XRP just decided to send on this Sunday morning. Any news? 10 million XRP net buy pressure in 15 minutes. Welcome to the blood moon. Ash crypto BTC dominance is just a matter of 4 to 6 weeks, then the floodgates will open and billions will flow into altcoins. Mega alt season is upon us. Mr. Zoom, interesting XRP Sunday pump. Hoping to get a full body candle close by tomorrow and tackle the 315 zone. Mustache altcoins, one of the greatest charts out there. Total 2 shows the way. Aren't the similarities to the previous cycles breathtaking? Higher. Soon. 2016 reaccumulation. Blast off. 2020 reaccumulation. Blast off. 2024 reaccumulation. Blast off. Loading. The real rally for XRP will be seen after it breaks above its all-time high. It'll begin soon. Taking a look at XRP versus BTC, the next major resistance is around 46.34% from our current price, which would take XRP to around $4.20. XRP's broken the first downtrend. Next one around $3, $3.05, and then it's go time. And the longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP. Rich list, top 10% holder, 2,381.87. XRP, where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open? And XRP's true price is finally revealed.
Big bags.
We'll catch you up here on the mothership. BYOB, bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. And don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
Can you take me with you when we blow up? Can you take me with you when we blow up? When we blowin'.